Oftentimes, as we evolve in collecting any hobby, anything that you collect, knives, watches, flashlights, cars, baseball cards, comic books, it doesn't matter what it is that you're collecting. At some point, you go over the top. You throw practicality out the window. And this is a great example of that. These are the Vandermeulen Blade Works Double Homicide and Homosaurus. This is Homosaurus number 4 of 4. Although I think there's one that Jeff kept for himself. The story is a little odd. That's okay. This was loaned in from my very good friend, JP, 50 Shades of Slash on Instagram. Link to his channel down below. This one used to be JP's originally. And then I bought it. And then I sold it back to him. Well, I sold it from he sold it. I bought it online from somebody. I posted a picture. JP and I were friends. He reached out and goes, "Dude, you've got my Double Homicide." I'm like, "What?" So we chatted. He goes, "Dude, I want it back." All right. I'm a nice guy, regardless of what my ex might tell you. I'm a nice guy. So after a little while, I took all the pictures. I did some stuff with it. I sold it back to him. He then sold it again. And I saw it online and I just bought it again recently. So it's mine now. I'm not selling it back to JP because, well, he doesn't really want it that much if he keeps selling it. And he was nice enough to send me the Homosaurus. He had loaned it to me once before, and I've done a video on the Homosaurus, but I never did a video on the Double Homicide. I'm not going to go through all of the details right now, but I'm going to give you some of the rough measurements. I didn't get my calipers out and all that stuff, but we'll talk about, these are just great knives that have zero practicality other than they're cool. And nobody else has these. This is number, I think, 82. I don't remember. And I don't have the certificate of authenticity anymore. Here is the one for the Homosaurus. 4 of 4. Jeff's contact information. He's still making knives. I believe this was number 82, Double Homicide. And I think he just made number 127, maybe, I think I saw on his Instagram recently. So he's made a bunch. There's also a Homicide. There's also a little homie that's smaller. He makes a lot of different shapes and styles and stuff. Yeah, some of them are a little more practical than these, but they're certainly not even close to as cool. So close length on this guy is 6 1/4 with a 7 7/8. I'm sorry, 6 1/4, 10 3/4 overall with a 4.5 inch blade. The Homosaurus closed is 7 7/8. Overall length of 13.5 with a 5 3/4 inch blade. This one is AEBL. Titanium bolsters and frame, carbon fiber scales with a Mokutai pocket clip. It runs great. It's a liner lock. It's hard to show here because it's so big, but it absolutely runs great. Doesn't rock it out, but it fits in your hand-ish. You can choke up on it. It's just big. Massive. Fits in the pocket. Barely. And the Sharpie was there just to give you some size. Just some... It's the word I'm looking for. Perspective. Maybe not the word I was looking for. So this one is just a titanium frame lock with a Damascus clip. Maybe Mocha too. I don't remember. They're all similar. This one I do remember has W2 blade steel with a hamon because he claybacked this when he treated it. I will be honest, the Homosaurus opens more comfortably. The flipper tab on the Homosaurus, the edges are slightly softened. We need a little more softening on this one. This one fits in the pocket great. I have actually carried this as a knife for the day when I've gone out. Not just to a show. Like this has just been used as an EDC knife. It's a little bit uncomfortable to open over and over and over again. If you're opening it once or twice a day, it's no problem. It's not going to be your fidget toy because it's not that comfortable because of the hard edges on the flipper tab. But do we care? That's why we buy impractical stuff. I think we all have that time where we throw practicality out of the window because the cool factor overrides practicality in my mind. Let me know down below. What is the collection item? Is it knife, a car? Like, really, cars. Let's talk about that. The Ferraris, your Lamborghinis. Those are impractical. But they're cool as hell. Right? I mean, a $200,000 watch, a $450,000 watch that me and my buddies were just looking at the other day is impractical. It's redonkulous. But it's cool as hell. So why not? If you can swing it, I'm not going to judge you. But people do with knives. It's funny. But is it any different than any other collection? Comic books. I was watching something the other day, Pawn Stars, and somebody came in with a, I don't know, Batman #1 comic book. It was $250,000. The appraiser guy came in and like literally said, yeah, it's $200-something thousand. It's like, damn, it's a comic book in a plastic case that you can't even read or do anything with. Once you start collecting, we get a little nuts and we look for those obscure things that not everybody has. And we want it because others don't have it, I think is part of it. I know for me, I went through this phase of Red Horse Knife Works, custom Hellraisers, and I wanted them because there wasn't that many. And now I'm like, well, I don't really carry them. Should I share? Same thing with one of the watches I have. It's a Damascus case on a watch that I hunted for, and it took a lot to get, but now I'm almost ready to sell it because it's just sitting in the watch box. I got knives just sitting all over the place that I don't carry because I've narrowed it down to a few watches that I carry and wear and a few knives that I mostly carry. But we still like to have stuff that other people don't have. It's just a thing. I don't know. It's weird. Let me know your thoughts because I'm very interested to hear your thoughts on the impractical knives and in the collecting. And why do we collect? Why do you collect? And what do you collect? Or do you collect anything only because it's rare and because nobody else has it? Would love to hear your thoughts. I'm going to put a link to the video I did on this guy way back a long time ago. So excuse maybe the audio and the video. It's certainly, I don't think, was filmed at this particular studio setup. Maybe it was, but the audio, it'll be different than today's videos, but go check it out. I do go into more details. So thanks for watching, everyone. I greatly appreciate it.